Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Melissa. At the beginning of the year, a lot of beauty influencers were posting their top 10 favorite purchases from Sephora. And I had marked that as something I wanted to do, but I didn't actually buy so much from Sephora this year. So I thought I would just take that idea and look at what I purchased and share with you what my favorites were out of what I purchased this year and what my not so favorites were out of what I purchased this year. So it's not going to be everything that I purchased, but products that kind of fall into those two categories. I am wearing as many of them as I can on my face today, and where appropriate, I'll be inserting some footage of me applying them. So let's get started. We're going to start with some of my favorites, like things that I bought and I really loved right out of the gate. And the first thing is these little eye patches from Wander Beauty. These are in the rose gold color. It doesn't matter, they're all the same, whether you get the gold ones or the rose gold ones. I just thought the rose gold ones would be fun. So these are definitely worth the hype. They're really terrific. They look like they're going to be kind of stiff, but they actually are very soft and fit beautifully on your skin. I really love those. Those are awesome. So you're going to see a number of things from the brand called Ilia, which is something new that I tried this year. I'm wearing the foundation on my face, which is it's like a serum foundation. It, comes with a little dropper. And the shade that I have is Balm. I really love this foundation. It's super light, but it has nice coverage, and it doesn't look cakey or settle into my pores or my fine lines and wrinkles. So I am really loving this new foundation. A second foundation that I picked up and was very impressed with is the new Fenty Beauty powder foundation, the Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. It is a really beautiful, finely milled powder foundation. I am in shade 150. I did just dust this a little bit all over my face because I felt like the Ilia foundation was leaving me a little bit dewier than I wanted to be, and I could see perhaps I need a little bit more here. I don't have a ton of it on, just dabbed a little bit on top of the Ilia. I think you can easily wear this one alone, but if you want a little bit more coverage or you want to set it a little bit, any powder you have would be fine. This one would work. The True Match would work. A translucent powder would work. The finish is really up to you. I didn't want to powder it down too much because it does give you a nice little glow. While we're still talking about complexion, I'm going to move forward with what I have on my cheeks. So this product rather surprised me. I started off by picking up a little try me of a bunch of their products, and I was so impressed with the blush that I went ahead and bought a full size of the blush in a color that I thought suited my complexion a little bit better than this. This is very fair, very natural, almost nude. This is a little bit brighter, and the shade is Grace. There's so many things going on here that it's kind of subtle. First of all, I think her packaging is very smart because she, I think, has some health issues and makes packaging hard to open, and this has the little dot up here that gives you a little bit of leverage for unscrewing. I thought that was super smart. And it does have a little doe foot applicator. The key here with this product is don't apply too much because it is super pigmented. And I do a combination. Sometimes I use my fingers, sometimes I use a brush. Today I started off with a brush and then I finished blending it off with my fingers. Now, I did feel like I had a little bit too much on when I finished, and going over it with this little Fenty powder helped just tone it down a tiny bit. But what I love about this blush is it just becomes one with your skin, so you don't feel like you have a heavy layer of blush on your face, and I think it just looks super natural. I really am so impressed with it, but it does take a little getting used to applying it because we're used to doing a lot of blush. Start with the smallest little dot and then see if you need to add more. But I just reach for this all the time because I really love it. On my eyes today, I decided to use the Aether Beauty Rose Quartz Crystal Gemstone Palette. When I was doing my palette collection video, I pulled this out and I was like, oh yeah, I need to use this a little bit more because I really love it. And then when I was going through the list, I was like, I really only bought 2 palettes this year and I really like this one so much. So today I used mostly these grays, but I did put a little pop of color here on my lid. I just think this color story is so pretty. The formula is beautiful. It has some mattes, it has some shimmers, but nothing in here is too glittery. And I like that. I like me a little shimmer, but I don't think glitter, glitter not so much. Under that, I used the Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Eyeshadow Stick in Vanilla as like an eyeshadow basis. And this is, a repurchase. Love it. And just don't really want to ever be without one of these. This year I also picked up a new eyelash curler, the Shiseido eyelash curler, and initially I was not so sure about it, but it is working out great. I think it's awesome. I'm very happy with this. I feel like I don't get pinched as much in here because it is a slightly flatter curve here, slightly flatter. When you compare them to a standard one, it's not that much, but I think it's just enough. I find that I'm not pinching myself so much. And then on my lips, I have the lip oil. Let's see, what is this really called? It's called the Balmy Gloss Tinted Lip Oil from Ilia. And this is in the shade Linger. Now, it's not the longest wearing lip product, but it is a really comfortable product to wear. It's really moisturizing. I think it's pretty. I think you could layer it over another lipstick or over a lip liner if you wanted, a little bit more longevity, but I find myself reaching for this a lot, especially, being in quarantine, working from home. I'm finding I'm not reaching for some of my more saturated lip products. So I'm going to go to the opposite end of the spectrum now and talk about things that I purchased and I really don't like. I can usually find some redeeming qualities in a product somewhere, somehow. This I was so disappointed in, and it is the Inky List Oat Cleansing Balm. And this was something that was in stock, out of stock, in stock, out of stock, and I was like, dang it, I really want that. Was excited when I finally went to make my order and it was in stock. Here's what I don't like about it. It doesn't stay mixed very well in this tube. And so like the first couple times I used it, there was a lot of oil settling out and I just got a palm full of oil. Then the next couple times I used it, all I got was the balm and it was so thick and heavy and hard to emulsify and spread out on my face. There wasn't a happy medium there, and I've tried mixing it by squeezing the tube. I just don't care for it. I think it's too hard to use. I really don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I don't find myself reaching for it at all. The next product that I really did not like was just a sample, like a deluxe sample that I got, and I was like, oh, I've never tried anything from this brand and I want to try this. And it is a skincare item. It's from Biosense. It's the Squalene Lactic Acid Resurfacing Night Serum. I hope I'm saying all those words correctly. Perhaps I'm not. And I've only used this twice. I find it burns my face. And I think some people are like, oh, that means it's working. I don't want to feel something burning my face. I couldn't even tell you if it works. It's a nice little cream and it blended in beautifully. There's very little smell. It just smells fresh, but I did not like the way it felt on my face, and I actually think it caused me to break out a little bit. I might just use it on the back of my hands because that is something I do with skincare products that I don't love, especially if it's like a treatment product. Just a thought. Now, this last group of products, it's not that I dislike them. I'm just underwhelmed by them. So let me just get into it. The first one is this Fenty What A Do spray. Now this is like not really a setting spray, it's a makeup refreshing spray or a skin prep spray. I used it as a skin prep. It does have a little bit of a scent. Not sure it really does anything. Just not really sure. I don't think it makes me dewier. I was excited to get that and then just very underwhelmed. Same thing for this Kosas Sport Lip Balm. This was something I had had my eye on for a while and I was like, oh yeah, let me just pick this up because it is just a nice little lip balm. And I'm so intrigued by this brand, but so far all the things I've tried from it have been kind of a disappointment. I wanted to give it a try. It's fine. There's nothing really wrong with it. It just doesn't blow me away. And I don't feel like it's any better than my Blistex. I actually think my Blistex is creamier and more moisturizing. I'm very conflicted about these next products. They are the liquid powder chromatic eye tints from Ilia. I started out with this one, which is in the shade Fresco, and I loved it. I was like, oh, this is brilliant. It sets on my eye. It doesn't really settle into my hooded eye crease, which almost everything does, just because I have a very deep hood. And I was like, I love this. This is a miracle. It's wonderful. And based on that, I went and I bought 2 more colors. I want more colors in this because this is fabulous. So I picked up the green shade, which is Hatch, and then I picked up like this, like lilac-y, purpley shade, which is Dim. And I started using them, and they creased like crazy. Beautiful, they're beautiful. But I was like, what the heck? Why was this one so good? And then I used this one again, and it was like, creased like crazy. So I'm like, why did I love it so much that first time and not since then? So I'm very conflicted about these. They're beautiful. They really are beautiful. I love the shades, so I wouldn't say that I hate them, but I don't love them. And it changed. Does that ever happen to you? So this last thing I'm going to show you, I really am conflicted about. Well, let me just show it to you. It's the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I was so excited about this palette. And it's not that I dislike it. I just am not sure I love it as much as I thought I would. And around this time, I also got the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette, which I think I like a little bit better. I think the colors, there's more variety in it. So when I look at these two side by side, I just feel like it's kind of dark. And I really thought I was getting a beautiful, cool tone, neutral palette, but I would definitely say these 4 shadows down here are a little bit on the warmer side. This is so hard to explain. If I hadn't picked up this palette, I probably would have been very happy with this one. But when I have this one now, I'm like, wow, I really like that one. And so there we are. It's a conundrum. I'm not mad that I have both. I just feel like this was not the slam dunk I thought it was going to be. You know, kind of in the middle. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just kind of in the middle. And I guess I bring that up because if you are looking to pick up either one of those palettes, I almost feel like I recommend this one a little bit more, and it's a fraction of the cost. I upload videos every Saturday morning, and I'll include a link to last week's video right up here, and I'll let the YouTube algorithm personally suggest something you might enjoy right up here. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Mwah!